We're reflecting back on the season that was. I feel like it wouldn't be right to close out the show without kind of looking back a little bit on what has happened, the conversations we've had, the impact it's definitely given me, and I hope some people back home. So let's dive into some of our highlights of the year. With that, the very first one I wanted to have a little fun with was Kylie, just a bit of formatting. We're each going to answer our favorite moment. Some of them we may or may not have overlaps. We don't know each other's answers yet, so we'll find out through it. So number one, I have your favorite no-cap answer.
So my favorite no-cap answer was when Sebastian answered at trials, I believe it was.
Yes. Okay, so we have the same answer for this one. How fun. Okay, so it was when I asked basically like, what's your hot take with swimming?
Yes.
And his answer was literally,
hilarious.
I don't think 800 and 1500 freestylers should be a thing.
He barely took any time too to think about it. He was just like, no distance.
Yeah.
I have no interest in it. 800, 1500, no
Yeah.
thank you. Like 200 max.
Yeah.
And I love that so much, especially standing there as a distance swimmer. I
Yeah.
was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
And I love this take. And I wasn't expecting it. And I think that made it so much better.
Yeah.
So
He was like, it's filler.
yeah, it's just filler.
Yeah.
Nobody needs it.
Yeah.
He's iconic. So shout out to Sebastian. You win our both of our no cap answer of the year. Okay, this second one, I was going to say favorite episode, but that seemed way too vague because I love all our episodes and it's like picking your favorite child.
Yeah.
So I'm going to call it favorite moment with a guest.
Okay.
Kylie, what was your moment?
Okay, so I chose more of a favorite episode.
Okay, great.
But I decided on the episode with Oralee.
Okay.
Because I felt like she has a really beautiful perspective on the sport, having been in it for so long, and she's just at a very dynamic time in her life, and to just hear what she had to say, I felt like she had a lot of wisdom in that episode for people to learn from and listen to.
I couldn't agree more. She was phenomenal. I said right away, and I was like, you need to be doing more of this like talking thing behind the screen because you're fabulous.
Yeah.
So I couldn't agree more. I think honestly, there isn't a single episode that I didn't enjoy, which sounds so lame, but it's so true. So special shout out to everyone because you're so important. My moments, I think I have to give it, I have two. It was a tie. I'm so sorry. Number one was when Fred said that he thinks Fred Verneau said that he thinks Summer can break 8 minutes in the 800 free.
I think Summer could go under 8 minutes and be the first one to break 8 minute long course. No question.
And it was so pure because he had literally we had very short amount of time with him and he just wrapped up and then we were just getting Gabby at the end and then he's like, oh yeah, and it just took me off guard. I was like, this is amazing. Whoa. Yeah, seriously, it was so fun. So shout out to Fred. That was one of my highlights. And then another one was when I did get the chance to sit down with Summer. I think it really impacted me of the weight of that conversation, knowing how big of a star she is both in Canada and globally. Yeah. And for me, very early on in my call it journalism career, whatever this is, I think that was really hitting me of okay, we're doing something really important here. And to be able to sit down with Summer and then also be able to show her, I did the joking, can you sign this picture for me?
Summer, do you mind signing? Oh, I vividly remember this. Oh my God, I was no way, I got a picture with her.
There was a picture of us from back in 2016. And she was just a little baby. And now to think of all she's achieved. I also am really reflective when it comes to Summer because we were coached by the same coach growing up. And there's so many different intricacies there. But I think that moment for me, it hits really hard because it's it's the past, the future, the present, all the things.
Full circle.
Yeah, full circle.
Yeah.
I'm already emotional. Amazing stuff. Okay, race of the year. So this one's a little bit separate to the actual show itself. But looking at the 2025 swim season, what's your race of the year?
So I decided the 800 free.
Me too! Okay, perfect.
Yeah, we had to.
Yeah.
Just an insane stacked field, obviously, with Summer being there as well, having a Canadian. Yeah. But just the race between the three of them was insane.
Yeah, so Katie Ledecky has historically, GOAT status when it comes to distance swimming and swimming in general. She's unbelievable. And so many people in theory could have counted her out this year. I mean, it's the young up and coming star mixed with the veteran and, there's one has an advantage, whatever.
Yeah.
But she broke the world record in this current year. And then there's Summer who's swimming better than ever, is coming in with kind of the cat and mouse game, and she playing chase, and then bring in a third character in Lanny Pallister, the Aussie, that dropped about 5 seconds from her previous best time and put her name in this hat. And we thought it could take a world record in order to break it. They didn't break the world record, but it was close. And at the 700-meter mark of an 8-minute race, they were all only separated by about a tenth or two of a second. Like, it was textbook amazing racing to watch. And I know I'm biased because the 800 free is one of my favorite events, but usually that was a race that people used to be like, okay, we can like go to commercial break. This was like don't look away type television for 8 minutes. It was so cool. And the stories within it, the intricacies of it, and the fact that Ledecky was able to pull it off, like that woman had the weight of the world and pressure on her, and yet she performed. It was unbelievable. So she gets my crown. I also just, all three of them get my crown for that, because it was truly remarkable racing, and it was so fun to see, and I cannot wait for that to continue in this sport. So shout out to the race of the year, the women's 800 free at Worlds. I'm glad we agreed on that one. My next award, I'm calling the new kid on the block. So this one is really just like a breakout swimmer that took your attention or caught your attention this year. Who was yours?
My breakout swimmer is Blake Tierney. I felt like he really stepped up at World Championships in Singapore in the 200 backstroke, placing 4th.
You know, anytime you can go a Canadian record, that's awesome, so I'm super grateful for that.
I feel like it's really easy to get into that final and kind of get a little bit freaked out or just, begin to doubt, but I felt like he really rose to the occasion. He performed, won a best time. I think it was a Canadian record. And he just had great confidence, and I feel like that bodes well for him in the future, and to just get that experience and have that under his belt now and moving forward, like he has a bright future.
Yeah, and not only did he break the Canadian record, but every single time he swam the event, he got faster, which is so hard to do at that level, and you understand it better than everyone, but to go from the preliminary to the semi to the final and continue to get faster, it takes like quite literally like an exact science. And so the fact that with all this excitement, under the bright lights, he pulled it off, that's pretty remarkable. And it wasn't a medal moment, so maybe it doesn't always get the same attention that other moments get, but it was remarkable. So special shout out. My vote for this one is actually going to go to Mary Gibb. So she was a breakout star to me at Para Worlds. It was phenomenal to watch her do her thing. She won her first event of the meet, which was on the second day, the 200 IM. And in dominating fashion. And one of my favorite parts was not only hearing what I had the chance to chat with her after, which was so special, but also hearing the way Kat Roxon and Aurelie Rivard, two of like our greatest para swimmers of all time, the way that they both said like throughout training camp and different things, they were getting little messages of like, Mary's like our future star, like she's it, she's coming. And then to watch her win this gold at World Championships after just getting a little bit of a taste of the Paralympic field last year, she is a name I think we're going to be talking about for a while. So she's my breakout new kid on the block. A shout out to Mary. It was phenomenal watching what she did. Okay, we have two more. Second last one, your favorite swimmer post-race reaction.
So we just touched on it briefly, but I'd have to say Josh's world record and his celebration after that. Again, I think it was a little bit unexpected, so the emotion was raw, and he had a great celebration. And I feel like, again, it just... the energy, you could feel it, and the excitement was there. So it was special to watch.
It was so special. And I think that was like like you said, like raw joy. Yeah. Because it wasn't necessarily going in with the weight of the world the same way some of these moments that we just talked about. But you're just like, he saw the clock, he saw the WR, the crowd is I can't. It's chills. My moment's actually going to go to the short course World Cup as well, but it's actually going to go to a moment between Elia and Josh. So not necessarily a race touch reaction, but I thought which was so special, and it kind of like accumulates everything that the two of them are doing for this sport in this country, was when Josh was riding the full momentum on this meet, right? Josh had won his individual events. He had won the 50 free, he'd won the 100 free, he'd won the 100 fly. And then the 50 fly, Elia was going for the crown, which meant he was going to win them at all three stops. But Josh was basically going into this, what people assumed, okay, well then Josh has this meet, he's got this. Yeah. And then it was Elia that outtouched him, Josh and Noe, both of them, in the 50 fly. So he got the crown. And to the crowd for the first two nights of that meet, it was all energy pointing towards Josh. Yeah. And in that moment, you know, Elia kind of took a deep breath of like, I'm still here in a sense. And then Josh took a second to give him the crown and put it on his head and put his hand up in the air for the rest of the field. And I just thought that was so special because it had been Josh's moment and now it was Elia's moment. And he kind of acknowledged that it was Elia's moment and tried to get the crowd like just as excited for Elia as it was for him. So that to me just like was such a special reminder of what those two can achieve when they're doing things together. And I just, it might not be like a touch reaction, but it was like just the moment of when Elia's arm was raised by Josh and he put the crown on. It was so cool to me. So shout out to those two because they're amazing. Okay, last but not least, your favorite social moment. So whether it was like a reel or a little cut we had on social throughout the whole season of the Ready Room, what was yours?
I would have to say my favorite cut was the video and clip of Devin doing the media race.
You know, I was really, really committed to the dive until I wasn't.
I thought it was hilarious and just, I mean, like, props to him. Like, not many people are willing to get up and do that. So kudos to him for trying and for doing it and just like humanizing the sport and putting on a show. And he had fun with it, which I love.
He did. He had so much fun with it. And the fact that like in the edit, it was just like the slow-mo of the dive like multiple times. Shout out editor Mike for slowing down that moment over and over again. And it was so pure. And then he did the post-race mixed zone interview as well and went through it. It was amazing. I just love those.
Yeah.
That was up there for me, but I'm actually going to give it to a moment with you. So we had done a quick touch base episode before you went to one of the Pro Swim Series stops. Okay. And your answer, I was talking a little bit about, I'm like, what are you most looking forward to? And you were like, I've been really feeling good in my speed. Like, I'm really excited about my 50 back. And then you go and you break the Canadian record in the 50 back.
Then I'm most excited to swim is the 50 back stroke. And so just kind of see where I'm at and hopefully build off of that over the next couple of meets, like I said.
Get your money, man. Life goes on.
Yes, I am hopeful for today.
I just thought that was so fun because it's like a quick, easy social tidbit, but it was so pure too because it's like going into the meet, you probably weren't like, I'm going to go a best time today, but you did it and it was lovely and best ever Canadian to do it. So that has my moment. And I mean, this has been so fun just reflecting on it because it reminds you of like all that was so early in the season and think of all the conversations we've had since then. It's been such a pleasure and such a thrill. We've laughed, we've cried. I've had pretty much every emotion in between. Before we do sign off, I have a little gift for you to say thank you for all the work you have put in. Like I said, Kylie got a phone call from me one day and I was like, Kylie, I promise I won't put too much work in on this. I put too much work on you, but I would love your voice to be heard on this platform. And you took a chance on it. So I just want to say thank you.
Gosh, thank you.
And as you're opening it, just also a thank you to everybody behind the scenes that helps us make shows like this because it's not easy. Our operators, our producers, our editors, the production side. It is, we wouldn't do what we do without you. So thank you to everybody. But with that, I'll let you open. Yeah. We were just talking about this over the weekend, so I had to make sure.
Oh my gosh.
So Kylie saw me.
In.
Kylie saw me on deck the other day with a shirt that my friend Tara made me. So I figured it was only fitting that I make Kylie her own shirt to rep around because she was here the early days before we even had a name.
Oh my gosh.
And now she can officially rep the Ready Room wherever you go, whenever you feel up for it. But like you said, we're hoping to see everyone back for season 2. We are gearing here at CBC for the winter season. Excited to cheer on our winter athletes.
We are
in Milano. I know you're especially excited too, so can't wait to cheer on Team Canada in Milan. But hope to see you back in the spring, and we'll have more swimming to chat about. So signing off. Thanks, Kylie.
Thank you
it's
so
been
much.
so fun.
I
appreciate it, and thank you everyone at home.
Yes, thank you for watching.
Yes, thank you. Bye, guys.